not forget to invest, you guys. Please, when you get this paycheck, do not forget to invest. Your investment secures your future. Your investment secures your legacy building. Your investment secures your wealth building. Now, your emergency fund, your fully funded emergency fund, secures your today and prevents you from going back to your yesterday. It prevents you from going back into debt because now you've turned an emergency into an inconvenience. And it's so important that we really understand that. You know, about a few months ago, I was actually in a car accident, hit a pot of ice, turned around, completely totaled my car. And I went to the hotel room. I was crying a little bit. I was a little emotional, and I was emotional because I was in my first car accident. I was not emotional because I didn't have the funds or the capability to get me another car. You see, that accident became an inconvenience. It sucked. I hated it. But you know what? I didn't stress. I wasn't tripping. Why? Because I had a fully funded emergency fund, and I had the right insurance in place to take care of my paid for cash car. So when I got that insurance check, I was good. You see, when you have things in place, when you have a solid foundation to stand on, you are okay. This is why this next step, this next do not is so important, because you want to make sure that when you get to retirement age, whenever you want to retire, because I believe retirement is not a specific age, it's just a number. What do you want to live off of monthly? And when you can get to that number, can you live? Can you be good? On average, they say the average person is going to need about $300,000 just to cover their medical expenses. Just to cover their medical expenses. Not to enjoy life, not to travel around with your spouse, not to go see your grandkids, just to take care of your medical bills. And I want all of us to retire well. I want all of us to retire millionaires. So let's talk about that. How do we get to 1, 0, 0, 0? Let me add 3 more zeros. 0, 0, 0 plus. How do we get here easy? Now, there's several ways, but I want to show you the very basic way on how to build wealth. This is not a get-rich-quick scheme. This is basic principles applied every single month consistently for the next few years. Years. You can build true wealth. Now, there's 3 ways that I teach from a basic place. You're going to have your 401k. You're going to have an IRA. Some of you all can use it, as they say. But I want to talk about your 401ks. So when it comes to building wealth with your 401k, I suggest investing 15% of your income into one of these. So the very first one is your 401k if you have a job. Now, there's 3 things that I really want you to focus on, all right? 3 things. When it comes to your 401k, here's what I really want you to look at in this order. If your 401k from your employer offers a match, you're going to invest into that. Because if you put in $5, they're going to give you $5. If you put in $500, they're going to give you $500. That's great. So match first. If they offer a match with a Roth, oh, you're even better, okay? Because a Roth just simply means after taxes, that means your money's going to grow tax-free. So if you got $1 million in there, by the time you retire, you don't have to pay taxes on that. So if they offer a match, you take it, okay? Because a match beats a Roth, and a Roth beats traditional. Now, traditional 401k simply means that pre-tax. So before they take out taxes, they take that money out. So this means when you retire, you got to pay taxes on the money that you gained. But a Roth simply means they take out the money to invest into your Roth 401k after they've taken out the taxes. So while it's growing, you're not paying taxes on that when you go to withdraw it. But the bread and butter really is a company that matches. Some company matches 3%. Some companies matches up to 5%. You want to take all of the opportunities that you can when it comes to a Roth 401k with the match or with a regular Roth 401k. And if they don't offer either one of them, a traditional 401k is still a good option to go to. Then you also have the Roth IRA, invest into a growth stock mutual funds, okay? You want to look into that. And then also, If you're young, single, healthy, you got the HSA plans out there, but I won't spend too much time on that. I'm going to drop some information below to where you can get some more information. But I really want to show you, how do we get to this $1 million? So the average person who watches my show and listens to my podcast is 33 years old, okay? Okay, she's 33, or he's 33, all right? So the average 33-year-old makes $40,100. This breaks out to be, on average, about $3,300 a month, all right? So rough estimated numbers. This means if you look at 15%, we are investing, let's say on average, let's just say ballpark $500 a month, okay? Now, let's say you don't have any money invested into your accounts right now, okay? You're 33 years old. You make on average about $40,000 a year, which comes out to about $3,300 a month. This means you're going to be investing right around $500 a month into a 401k, into a Roth IRA, all right? Let's say you do this and you have zero invested, and you invest this into a 15% of what we just talked about. Let's say you invest this over a period of, if you're 33, let's say until you're 65 years old. At the age of 65 years old, you'll have, here's the money. You'll have, let's round it up, $1.4 million. Let me put it like that. $1.4 million. I'm saying this again. At the age of 33, if you have nothing invested right now, and you're making, on average, $40,000, this means you're making $3,300 a month gross, which comes at about $500 what I want you to invest, which is 15%. At the age of 65 years old, if you just put $500 a month into your 15% of investments, this is a 401k, Roth IRA, or your HSA, no matter what it is, you'll have $1.4 million, which is more than $1 million. But let me show you this though. Let's say, for an example, you stop eating out. Let's say, for an example, you stop eating out every single week. You stop going to nice restaurants. Listen, you guys, you can have an extra $400,000 to go on top of this 1.4. A lot of us drink coffee. A lot of us love Starbucks. Now, I ain't knocking Starbucks. I ain't knocking them. But I'm knocking them when it comes to building our wealth. Because on average, everyone gets a Starbucks coffee every single day. If we took out Starbucks coffee and stopped eating out every single week and we ate at home, like what we talked about earlier, this is what you'll get, an extra $200,000. Do you see what I'm saying? This is $2 million. If we can just live below our means. Now check this out, because I get you. You're saying, Anthony, dang, I can't have those Starbucks. Dang, Anthony, I can't take her out to a nice restaurant. I got to eat at home every single day. I'm not saying that. I'm giving you an example of simple math. I'm just giving you an example. When you really sit down and you have a plan for your life. Okay, babe, we want to make $1 million. We want to retire with $2-3 million in our account. Do you understand? It's not that hard. This is just common, basic sense. A lot of you all watching right now make more than $40,000 a year. Some of you are younger than 33 years old and you can start doing $500 a month. I'm just giving you the basic information that if you really want to be wealthy, if you really want to be a millionaire, stop trying to have the microwave mindset and making all these dumb mistakes because you're trying to get there tomorrow. No, just do the simple things. Let compound interest help you out. I'm not saying don't go start a business and don't look to invest into real estate. No, that's great. Do all of that, but this is your foundation that we stand on. Use this. And then all the other stuff is us with our extra time and our extra money that we can do. But if we just let 15% of our income do the work for us, listen, you guys, remind you earlier, we talked about an extra $1,400. Let's say we just put 1,000 of that into the bank account, into our investments. That's more than $1.4 million. That's more. And this number from 33 to 65, that's only like 32 years. Think about what you can do in 40 years if you're 23 years old. Think about what you can do. If you want to stick to 30 years, 32 years at 23, you can retire at 50-something years old, 55. You can play with this. This is all off of 10% growth, all right? So now the numbers, if you go to RamseySolutions.com or type in investment calculator Dave Ramsey, you will see that we pulled all of our numbers from the S&P 500, what it did over the last 30 to 40 years. Now, on the calculator, it says 12%. I actually went a little bit lower and gave y'all 10%. But if it did do 12%, that just means more money, okay? Because I don't want to give you the high end. I want to give you some real numbers. I do believe that we will see 10%. Most financial advisors will tell you the S&P 500 over the last 30 years average about 10% growth. Now listen, it's not going to be that every single year, okay? You may see one year at 5%, then you may see the next year at 17%. It just goes up and down. The key thing is keep your money in the investments, and then you'll average it out when you go to withdraw the interest. Retirement, building wealth, it's not about an age. It's about what do you want? And here's the thing what I love. If you retire off of $2 million, let me do the math off of this. Let me do the math. I'm gonna pull my phone out right now. You know what I'm saying? Because this is my show. I can do that on my show. Okay? If you got $2 million and you just pull out the interest of 10% a year, that's $200,000 that you can live off of. And you never touch the $2 million. You never touch the $2 million. Let me say that again. You are debt-free. You got a fully funded emergency fund. You got $2 million in investments. You can live off of the 10% that you pull, which is the money that you gain from just your investments. You can't live off of $200,000? You already got your car. You probably already paid off your home by this time. It's all about thinking for the future and working our ways back.